Hello Sagittarius, welcome to your reading. My name is Maria and this is a intuitive story for you if you have Sagittarius anywhere in your chart, and even if you don't, if you're a cross watcher or you were drawn to this video for some other reason, and if you feel it in your gut, then it's for you as well. We have a reading today with 3 decks, with the Muse Tarot, the Cosmic Creatures, and the Zen Tarot. And we start out with the Page of Materials. This is the first card of your reading, and it speaks to me about you having had some mystical or certainly out of the ordinary spiritual experience of some sort. You could have had a Kundalini awakening or a heart activation, or you could have fallen head over heels in love. Something really big, something that's much bigger than normal life, something that completely stopped you in your tracks and gave you feelings like you haven't experienced either for a long time or ever. And it could be sort of the equivalent of or you could have had a near-death experience, you know, of light and love and beauty, or a magic mushroom trip where you felt completely held and loved, or something else was activated in you. Either way, I see you for a while completely experiencing the divine, becoming the divine, and sort of just your everything, your consciousness, all of your chakras completely opening and expanding, and awakening a very ancient part of you. You come out with the dragon, and the dragon having found its treasure, because the treasure that you found was meeting this person or energy, or having this divine, incredible experience where you just saw the blinding light on the road to Damascus, and it awoke, I think, almost like an echo of your soul all the way to the dawn of time. Something really incredible, a knowledge of how old your soul is and what it has been going through since, yes, well, just since before humans, almost before anything, you know, when dragons existed. And so it just, I really see your soul and some ancient part of you coming into the picture, sort of arriving in your life, and with sort of a bang, or with an incredible amount of energy that really changed your something for you. And what it wants to do is that it wanted to, this is something that has happened, it wanted you to understand your own, I think, wisdom, to understand how ancient you are, and how important what you're doing here is, how important it is what you're doing, and that there's an incredible amount of investment, and that an incredible amount of energy / lives has been invested in you for you to be here now and do the work that you're doing and be the person that you are, being the consciousness that you are on this earth. And how it actually comes out is that, well, it's a flowering, it's a maturing, it's a flowering, it's spiritual spring. And it comes out with this one, with the guilt card, telling me a story about when this happened, when this big awakening, or this beautiful moment, or this sensation that you never had before, of the divine, you know, God itself showed itself to you. When that happened, you were in quite a lot of darkness. You were either sort of, in a metaphorical way, buried deep underground, or your mind was just filled with shadows, dark clouds. You could have been deep in depression and then suddenly had this awakening, or somehow gotten lost in darkness. And I actually see this as, if you can see that there's these sort of skeleton hands, I almost see it as a sort of spirit reaching down through those clouds, or through that. The reason why I'm saying that it's earth is, or being buried, is because above here you see the flowers. Above you see the spring, the field full of flowers. And I see spirit sort of reaching down into your darkness and sort of pulling you up by your hair. And you, of course, kicking and screaming because you didn't know what was going on, and you didn't know it was spirit. You couldn't completely fathom what it was that it was. But it's, since it started out with an incredibly beautiful experience, I think at some point you have come to the realization that this was actually trying to save you. It was an energy that wanted to take you out of darkness and have you come to the spiritual spring. And so after that experience, after this divine experience, I see you sort of this comes out as naked and alone, but it's not unprotected. It just ripped off so many layers of your being that you were sort of you were in a way, naked, because just the human form fell away in some way or another for a while, because you became just all about trying to understand this experience. And it's almost like this is sort of a cone. It's like your pineal gland was just so activated, which was the point of that awakening, that you're spending after that experience a lot of time just trying to realign your chakras and understand what was happening, and sort of being inside of a cocoon in a way to digest what all of this was, and for that energy to fully arrive. And I think this looks to me, the reason why I think that you're alone in this part of the process is certainly because this one is alone, but I also think it wasn't because everybody wanted to leave you alone. I just think a lot of people stayed away because they were, by spirit, kept away. Spirit kept most people away from you because you have been doing such important work. You're pulling something into this dimension that is incredibly important, that is incredibly valuable, and that only you can bring into this dimension. So it's like you were sort of put up on a pedestal or into a place where I think that that people sort of stayed away. Maybe your surroundings got really quiet all of a sudden because they were being whisked away by spirit. And maybe a couple of them, maybe all of them, knew that you were doing very important work, and you also look here like somebody they really look up to, like they know, even if they don't know that they know. They all know that you're doing something incredibly important, something of value to everybody, and you're not really to be disturbed in that process because it's so important and it's so spiritual and it's so complicated, and it's both enormous and then also a little fragile in a way. So it's important for not a lot of energies to be there to disturb you in that incredibly important piece of work that you're doing, spiritual, mental, emotional, but certainly, well, energetical and spiritual work that you're doing. And I think you were left a little bit like, well, just wondering why you were alone all of a sudden. Where did either this person go, or where did this energy go, or where did everybody go? I sort of see you a little bit, like how penguin walks like this, sort of and it's so cute because they kind of look like a shy little child, sort of. And I just see you kind of like, where'd everybody go? And well, they were sort of held back or removed by spirit in a way. And some of them may have known why, but maybe not all of them. I think to a certain extent, people have been feeling that you were doing something incredibly profound, and they haven't really known how to contact you maybe in that space of time. But you do have a couple of people. You might have two. That's kind of what it looks like in this this scenario. Two people catching you on each end, meaning that one spaced out friend that sort of understands the spiritual nature of what you're going through, that you can have some really spaced out conversations with. And then that other friend that, you know, visits you bringing soup and takes out your garbage on the way out and makes your bed, or, you know, that really practical friend. Or it could have just been one friend, or it could just have been much fewer than you're usually surrounded by. But this is telling me that you are being caught. You're not being left completely alone, that there are some people, or there is somebody there to catch you, to be around you, but you're meant to be alone in some part of this process, because you're doing important work and nobody can do it for you. You know, only you can do this. And there's a lot pending on it. But it is really what it is. It's a promise of incredible both spiritual power and happiness and love and creation. And, you know, this is the source of all light. You come out with the sun, which is the absolute most positive, amazing, gorgeous. It is the most positive card of the whole tarot. So there's an incredible promise in this, and the sacred geometry that you're within in this process, where you digest this whole experience, and where you're under some big metamorphosis, under immense change, is moving into this. It is turning into this. But I think it's probably just going slower than you would like, or it's a confusing process, because some of it is about pulling you up from some darkness, and it's not really comfortable to be pulled by your hair up through some. You could be also experiencing migraines, things like that, because it looks a little bit like that. But it is really the energy trying to pull you out of darkness, also maybe it's pulling you out of a matrix, pulling you out of illusions, to bring you to complete awareness, to clarity, to beauty, love, happiness, and yeah, just something bigger. I don't even know what the word is. It's just very clear that it's bigger, because you're pulling something in that wasn't here before. So whatever this is the sun and then some. And what it's doing with you is that it's you're coming out with the flamingo spirit, and it has a really weird story connected to it. It reminded me of a reading I saw, I think at least a year ago, maybe more, from Awakening to Spirit, which was the most spaced out, gorgeous, amazing reading about how that star sign, I don't remember which one it was, but was building a new chakra, an 8th chakra, in the lower legs or around the knees or the ankles, somewhere around that part. And I was completely stunned by that reading. I had a lot of knee problems suddenly in that period of time. And I just started noticing a couple of months prior and after, when I was thinking back, and then what I was experiencing afterwards, was that a lot of the people that I know who are really serious about doing spiritual work and aligning and evolving, expanding, were all getting sort of knee injuries or ankle problems or problems with their feet. And I was so astounded by it, because it's such a crazy, amazing message. And and then this one comes out reminding me of that message with the flamingo, because you know the flamingo is double jointed, so it has a knee that does this, but then it also does that. And it just made me remember that reading, and made me think that that's a part of what you're doing. You're drawing in an energy that's so new, that it's sort of changing the energetic makeup of what a human being is, and you being the front runner doing it first. And then front runner is also perfect word for this, because you'll be able to run with that double jointedness. And if we think about symbolically what the legs mean, they're very much about movement. They're about how we move around in the world. So if you're suddenly double jointed, it's almost like you're becoming a time traveler, or just being a quantum traveler, which is a message you've also been receiving in some other readings. Just you're developing the ability to travel or move in a completely new way. Maybe in a way that has never existed on Earth before. It's really, really amazing. So that's happening, and with that, you're gonna flower, completely flower. And actually, this beautiful card, one of my favorite cards from this deck, because it's so gorgeous, it's so optimal, that was in that reading too, the reading about you maturing into a quantum traveler. It was called Leading the Avant-Garde to the New Earth. You were becoming this person who could fly on a lotus, and then now again this message is coming out, and I don't know what you're doing, Sag, but it's stunning, and it's amazing, and it's important. And I think you know that the divine came in with a promise of something stunning and gorgeous. And I see you a little bit like this. Oh, sorry, this card, the Two of Voices. You come out with this. If you see these two heads like turning this way, that way, I just see you. Yeah, but where is it? Like, when's it coming? Is it here? Is it there? You're sort of a little. You're eager to go there, right? You want to go get to the sun, because you probably, you've seen a lot of darkness, and you'd like to move on to the next thing. You're all up for it, so just bring it on. So you're looking for it, like, where is it? Is it there? Is it there? And you're completely ready to work for it. You just, as long as you know where to go. This is a little like, but where should I look? Like, what should I be doing? How do I make this process speed up, or what can I do? and you're showing up with the beaver spirit. Is like a sort of that this beaver always looks to me like it's sort of frantically gnawing at this piece of this on this branch, showing me again that you're really willing to show up for the work. You just unsure of what it is that you're supposed to do. And then Spirit, of course, comes out with the most annoying message ever. If that it would be in my world, if you ask me. Yeah, it's really about being patient. Because you're walking through the ring of fire. There's a lot pending on this. And it's a very, very specific, sort of precarious journey that you're very protected in. But it's still, there's a lot riding on it. And it's sort of a balancing act. Spirit is helping, but you need to walk the path, and it just takes some time. And the reason why it takes time is really just because for you to download the sun, it just takes a while. And for all of your chakras to align into that amount of energy, to elevate to that frequency, it's just because there are natural laws. There are natural laws, and you can't work against them, or you can't surpass them. Well, probably once in a while, but not in a process like this. because probably your body or your mind would just completely implode if you got all of the energy and all of the information in one go. So it's taking a while, and outcomes your, this looks to me like your what's that called, spirit, angel spirit, you know, that person or that energy and spirit that is particularly guarding over you, your personal angel, or your, comes out. If you see this dragonfly, it looks to me like an alien that has wings and is going like this. It's like, sorry, like I wish I could do something. I really want to help you. I'm sorry you're getting in my face about it, but it's just, there's nothing I can do. It's a little bit like that. So if you've been asking Spirit, what are you doing? What are we waiting for? Help me. Let's move on. I want to do something, but I just don't know what. Then this is Spirit saying, look, it just takes a little bit of time. Everything is going as fast as it is humanly, and a little more than that possible, but we can't do more than this. This is the most we can do. So you are sort of in the void, and of course this is, I'm assuming you're kind of frustrated by that, because you were promised the sun, and here you are in sort of nothingness, and not understanding what the holdup is and what we're waiting for. But it is just literally for the process to unfold in the fastest way it can, without completely deteriorating your physical body or your mind, or because it's such a big energy. But it does come out, if that speaks to you, or if you want that, it does come out with a number. This card, it comes out with the number 5. So, 5 hours, days, weeks, months, years. There's a number. If you want a number, here's the number. But there's another way you'll know when it's gonna start moving. And that's when you suddenly get an urge to start sharing some of this, which I actually think is the thing you're most eager to do, because you're Sagittarius. You wanna help make the world a better place. You wanna share what you've got. You love humanity. You're the perfect person for the job. You also came out with this card, which is the guru card, the teacher card. So you're meant to do that. You're meant to bring something to others and to everybody. So that is the journey. And you're gonna start wanting to do, well, you're gonna not, because I think you probably already want to. You're gonna wake up one day and you'll suddenly know how to share something. And you'll have so much momentum and energy to do it. And then you'll start doing it. That's really how it's coming out. It's like your destiny is gonna come to you. Just hold on, to stay in whatever it is that you're doing. You're doing the right thing, and then you'll have a great idea about how to share some of what you already downloaded, and that's gonna be really, really feeling good to you. It'll feel good. And you'll already be on your way. And this came out as something that happens before the 5 whatever. This is sort of at the 4. This will start, and it'll already give you a lot of energy and momentum. And then the whole thing will sort of start integrating. The integration will happen when you have begun teaching, and then the sun. And then, because this very often happens in the readings, I believe that you'll return to this. The readings very often start with what they're gonna end with. When all of that is integrated, when it's fully downloaded and has arrived and all of your now 8 chakras are working, this comes back. Yeah. So this was your reading, Sag. I hope you liked it. I hope you got something out of it. If you did, please like, share, subscribe, comment, all of that, and come back again. See you next time.